Hi, Farfa community. To commemorate Tearlament getting into Master, let's learn about the depth of the origins of Tearlaments. Oh boy! Story time! Yu-Gi-Oh! Etymology of the day, Tearlaments. The Tearlament archetype is centered on milling cards from the player's deck in order to perform a fusion summon with the trigger effects of Tears in the Grave. As an archetype in the lore of Visas Starfrost, certain tiers also interact with Visas. Every main deck tier has a beneficial trigger when they are sent to the grave by a card effect. Tearlament is a portmanteau of Tear, Tiara, and Lament. The majority of Tearlament's main deck monsters are named after types of mermaids and other similar mythological creatures. A portmanteau is a blend of words in which parts of multiple words are combined into a new word. I never got Tiara, but I just assumed Tear was like crying, because they lament, tears. But okay. The archetypes may also be a play on firmaments, referring to the tiered layers of primeval planet Tearlament Kitkalos is named after Chetoceros, a genus of marine planktonic diatoms, and kalos, the Greek word for beauty. This may also be a reference to the Little Mermaid, as marine planktons are one of the main components of sea foam. According to the fairy tale, mermaids turn into sea foam upon death. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Kaleido Heart is named after a kaleidoscope, referencing the archetype's stained glass aesthetic. Kaleido Heart is upgraded form of Rhino Heart. Havnes is named after Havfrue, which is Danish and Bokmål Norwegian for mermaid. Very cool. Merli is named after a Melusine and a Mero, legendary water-dwelling human-like beings in folklore and mythology. Legendary water-dwelling beings. Bro, she's in a barrel. This ain't dwelling in the water. She's taking a bath in the year 1675. This ain't no water dweller. Shiren is named after a siren. Sirens are human-like beings with alluring voices. They appear in a scene in the Odyssey in which Odysseus saves his crew's lives. Sirens are ancient sex pests, basically. Rhino Heart. Rhino in this card's name is the Spanish word for realm. Rhino Heart is a reference to primeval planet Tearlament, only in Japanese. Rhino Heart, this card is one of the 4 Visas Starfrost counterparts. The attack 15-21 defense of this are reversed with the attack 21 and 15 defense of Visas Starfrost. Scareclaw Lightheart and Starfrost likely appear in this card's artwork as the blue meteor in the background. The card's name Tearlament is a portmanteau of peril, referring to the peril-like tiers of the Tearlaments, and Rhino, the Spanish word for realm, and the reference to Tearlament Rhino Heart. The kanji, isekai, in this card's Japanese name can be translated as First World Destruction. But who are the Tearlaments? In the story, Visas Starfrost visits planets where his counterparts reside and free the people from there. Kaleido Heart, the king of primeval planet Tearlament, and loses the fight against Visas. The entire story is inspired by Hindu mythology. Lord Vishnu, a Hindu god, has 10 incarnations or avatars known as Dasvatara. Each of these avatars that appears in the world has different intentions and purposes. Matsya is the first avatar, like Tearlament is the first world. Matsya may be depicted either in animal form or in a combined human-animal form, which with the man as the upper half and the fish as the lower half, like Kaleido Heart. The story features a fish that asks a king for shelter until it grows enough to defend itself, and it will help the king survive a catastrophic flood in the future like Tearlament is depicted. Visas' battle against Kaleido Heart mirrors the story, as Visas is the king and Kaleido the Calamity Flood, and him battling Kaleido would give Kitkalos enough time to find the strength to kill Kaleido and becoming Tearlament Rukalos as depicted in Tearlament Crime. The king, Visas, having survived his flood, lives on to foster a new generation of humanity, like in Tearlament's Perlegia. The Rhino in Tearlament is replaced with Regia, Latin for the royal house. That was very cool. That was amazing. That was really good. Awesome. Thank you. By 8 mil. That was really awesome.